Hey Katie, thank you so much for coming in. I had fun. That was a nice change of scenery for us. I was gonna go down these again. What I'm looking for here is moves that are comfortable, are easy to reproduce, don't cause any aggravation, and they might not all be winners, but I'm hoping 2 or 3 or 4 are, and those are the ones you can run with. But again, there's no harm in doing any of these. These are all things that I think your body, your anatomy are kind of screaming for right now to kind of reset the ship a little bit here. So first on the back, other strength, core, everything looks great. There's just 2 things that I would promote a little more. One being when you sit, to just increase that lumbar posture when you can. If your car can increase that, that'd be great. You have a little pillow at work and behind your chair, great. And then I want you to also get active in it. Just work on, spend 10, 20 seconds at a time when you're taking a little break to roll forward and roll back. Again, you're really good at this one, and we just want to get a little bit better about this one. So just increasing that lumbar arch would be great. And then you can, in the evening, lay down and then get that back arch like this. I think spending 5 minutes a day like this, again, you could still text, type, do whatever in this position, but your back, again, I think when your lower back aches, it's less about weakness and it's more about it hasn't been in this position for a while, and that's straining those muscles in the back. So great position. From here, we can do leg work and leg lifts and all that. I don't want to lose sight yet of what's important. I think just this posture is just a good posture to assume whenever you can. Can't go wrong there. Moving to the hip. We know that as the right hip gets a little more onto the internal rotation there, that's when our symptoms are happening. So we want to kind of bulletproof that area when you get into that position to be a little bit stronger, and then also do some other stretches to kind of keep you away from that position a little more often. So from a strength perspective, I like getting that band, putting around the knees. Again, your starting position is going to be knees in, feet apart, knees in, and then from there working against it. Just doing normal neutral from here out isn't going to do the trick. I need you as close to knock-kneed as you can, and then work it from there. You can do both. Bonus points, you want to kind of isolate one, then the other. Guess what? That right one's going to be a little bit harder than the left one. Again, I don't care about reps, just using it in this position is going to be ideal. So working from knee in to knee out right there. While you have the band, be my guest. We talked at the end about doing some out to the sides or some back for the glutes. I think all those are bonus. You can't go wrong doing those 2 if you have that resistance. So 3 good options with the band. Rotation from a seated position, and then standing out and standing leg back. And on those, I would also do both legs on the standing ones. A stretch for the hip. Again, this one, kind of taking a shot here. But again, we know that this is our dangerous position or causes grief. So just resting in this figure 4 man cross leg position here. Don't need to add a lot of pressure or anything like that. Don't need to work through any range of motion. Just a few seconds here and there of this position. I think it's a good, obviously it gave a good stretch, and this seems to be a pretty relieving position. It's a muscle pull rather than getting that joint flared up. But if you think about it from the joint perspective, this is that joint crashing together, and this is the joint opening up. So again, if you're having a few more catches in a day, this could be a stretch to kind of maybe relieve some of those. For the hip flexor, I know that right one's very tight. That one definitely needs to get addressed. There's a lot of ways to do it. I kind of want to come at it backwards a little bit here. I want you to kind of assume the position that we would kind of normally feel a little bit of a hip flexor stretch, but rather than really cranking on it and going for a big stretch, which I know is going to feel a little bit unstable at the moment. Just get to the point where you feel a light stretch there, and then I want you to intensify things by, again, working on that lumbar arch. And here, I mean, you can use your arms, you can really stretch. I don't care what you do with the upper half, but with this being steady and working on your back arch from here, you're still getting a great hip flexor stretch, but we know we're not creating any more instability. It can handle it. Down the road, we can get a lot more aggressive and hit that hip flexor a lot differently, but just stand steady, gentle stretch, and then that stretch gets a little more mild to moderate as you go through those. Again, you cannot do these enough, you can't do them frequently enough, you can't do enough reps, as long as you're comfortable. Keep everything very comfortable for me. And then, the last one we have is standing. Put your knee on anything about knee high. And then I like this wishy-washy. I love this. I kind of liken this to you're flossing the hip, right? It's rotating, but there's no pain. When you rotate here, ouch, ouch, ouch all the time. When you rotate here, it was free as a bird. So I think this is, again, might be great in the morning after being stiff all night. Might be great after sitting still for an hour or two. Might be great before bed. You might sleep a little bit better. I think that this is one especially you just can't do enough because you're just opening up that hip joint. Really focus, especially on that, again, that knee in position. It's the one that normally gets you, but I think in this position, no problem whatsoever. So this is a nice safe one. The hip flexor is a really nice safe one. This is a very safe one. And then all that band stuff, it's whenever you can sprinkle it in. If that's just one set of 20, once a day, fine. It does not need to be a lot. And then the hardest thing, I shouldn't say hardest thing, but the thing most representing real workouts, real strength training, real muscle building, we kind of talked about getting on that second stair and doing a little bit of a lunge. I like more at a 45-degree angle. I think that's going to allow for a little bit more hip mobility, get some depth, and just work back and forth. Again, you're not treating this not like normal weightlifting. This doesn't need to be 3 sets of 10. You don't need to hold any weights. But I like the idea of challenging that hip through full motion here. And gosh, just darn it, it's comfortable. I think you get done with a handful of these, or a couple dozen of these, I should say, and I think you'll feel great. I think it's gonna wake up the right muscle groups, gonna wake up that booty, gonna stretch that hip a little bit. I'd go ahead and do both sides, but like we talked about in here, I think the right maybe needs a little more repetition. But I don't think it hurts to do the left side because your right does get a little bit of a residual stretch at the same time. Some of these that I'm having you do are, they overlap a little bit, and that's okay. Just eventually you're gonna pick the ones you like, run with those, we go from there. So I'm thinking next time, again, I'd like you to also think about how often this hip's catching. Really, let's get a number down. Let's start to monitor that number a little bit. Let's monitor when and where and how. That'll help a lot as well. And then I think next time I'd also I'm gonna look a little bit more at kind of some of these functional movements, getting off the floor, getting out of the shower, getting out of a low chair or low couch. Some things like there's probably some easy stuff that's causing some grief that we can get rid of pretty quickly, I hope. So I hope this works. I know that's a lot. Again, I'll run them down here with you real quick. Seated, cat-cow, working on that lumbar arch wherever you can, car, work, home. On your elbows, laying down, about 5 minutes a day if you can. Seated, knees together, band going with the band around the knees, going out. Figure 4, dude stretch. We got our band around the ankles, going back, going out. God, now that I say it, it's a lot of moves. I'm sorry. You just pick which ones you want. We got the hip flexor stretch with a nice back arch. This is high for me. And then we got the hip rotation, on a stool or a chair or something like that. And then finish with those lunges. So that's a lot. Mix and match. The beauty is these are all pretty interchangeable. You can all do them any time of day, anywhere. And I really hope they give you relief. And I want that I want those catches to go down, and the labrum can heal itself with this movement. And I'm beginning, again, there's nothing glaring telling us there's nothing surgical upcoming. There's nothing there saying it needs repaired tomorrow. So I think we can reverse it out and get back into some decent exercise here soon enough, whenever you're ready. I hope that helps. Please contact me. Let me know if I need to change anything. Take care. Bye.